Hey, welcome to Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. This is Mo, and in this episode, we have a very special guest. Our dear friend Adriele is back to tell us about her podcast. It's the Bread Aisle. In this episode, we talk about scarcity mindset, abundance mindset, trying to make friends at an older age, crabs in a barrel, and microaggressions. So stay tuned. Let us know what you think. If you like it, please write a review, share it with your friends. And as always, we appreciate you. Enjoy.
But this is more so just like talking about issues that Black women face that people don't bring up, right? Or things that I've experienced that I haven't talked about. Like, that's not a topic I walk around like, hey, I facilitated it. Yeah. This person was like, eye contact, and I've noticed this pattern, right? But there's certain patterns I think that we run into and we notice, and then, you know, it's just nice to be able to have space to share that with other people that are like, oh my God, yes, that happens to me too.
Hey Mo,
How you doing?
I'm tired. Tired.
I'm a mess. Beam me up.
What happened now? What happened now?
What didn't happen? Mass shootings again, you know, the usual.
I'm just shaking my head.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey Adriele. Are you blurry? Okay, there we go. I was about to say.
I think it's like
We got a special guest. If you remember back in the day, Adriele.
Boom, boom, boom.
You look all cozy and stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I rolled straight off the bed to this chair.
That's usually what I would have been doing. I was like, I
Tired.
gotta go to Pride. I gotta get some coffee.
Oh, so Pride's today for you guys in Philly?
Yeah. And we just had some shootings, so I don't know how it's gonna be.
Shit.
Yeah. 3 shootings.
No escape. Literally no escape.
Be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do though? Like,
Right?
people are minding their business.
Still.
That's so scary.
Y'all brave.
See, like we can't get away from this topic. Ugh.
I'd stay I'm paranoid. But I mean, I feel like Pride, like people that are usually there to celebrate. I mean, I don't know what.
Or a hater gonna hate. You never know.
That's what I was about to say. Like, do people come and like protest and stuff? Like, who protests in Pride?
I haven't seen it. I think it'll be fine. It already happened, so now it's like the chance.
Got the shooting out the way.
got
so
two
sad.
more days
So
now.
messed up.
So messed up.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we got Adriele on here because
Adriele news.
New.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna start a new podcast series slash YouTube. So I'm like, what do people call that? A YouTube series, I guess? A YouTube podcast?
Channel. Yeah.
I already have a channel, but
Oh, your nails are cute.
oh, thanks. Well, 21 Mo.
Oh, okay.
We did not do that on purpose. Not on purpose.
Matching nails. I love it. It's summertime. It's that summer vibe.
You need that, yeah, you need that like energy.
Yep.
I feel like I've seen people with fun colors. Like my friend had hot pink.
Yeah.
And then, the person at the cafe we just went to had like this nice bright yellow, like very rich. Give me vibes. But yeah, so we're starting this new series. It's going to be called The Bread Aisle. And it is it's a series dedicated to Black women where we're going to be talking about issues and topics that Black women experience. And the idea is to just kind of showcase that we are not all a monolith. And to just shout out to girls on my shirt wearing the official TGSTS, right? Yes.
I know we were saying people always send us messages with our shirts and one. They were like secret lovers.
Yeah, a secret love.
I can't. But yeah, the idea of the bread aisle is just like you go to a bread store or you go to a grocery store, right? And you go to the bread aisle. It's this long aisle, and there's a million different types of bread. There's English muffins, there's pitas, there's wheat, there's fry, there's gluten-free, vegan, like everything, right? And so that just means there's room for everyone, right? So we are the bread, and so there's room for all of us. There's no need for scarcity mindset, no crabs in the barrel. So
what are those things? Scarcity mindset.
Scarcity mindset, thinking that there's only a few little things and there's just enough for you and you got to snatch it all up and you can't share with other people because, oh my God, if you get ahead, God forbid, right? And we're like doing the same thing because there's only room for one. So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I already recorded my first episode.
Okay.
The topic actually of the first episode came from a friend of mine who also works in DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And she was facilitating a workshop, and it was a very small group. And she was like, the whole time there were these two white women and they would not make eye contact with her the whole time. And she's the co-facilitator. And she was like, it wasn't the first time that it's happened. And I was like, I can relate to that. I've been in environments where like you're talking to a white woman and they'll look over your head or to the left of you or at your shirt or like and they'll make eye contact with everyone else in the room, but not you. It's really weird.
That's weird.
And it's happened before with facilitating too. So maybe it's like I don't know, like people don't like to see us facilitate. I don't know, but we had a nice long discussion about it. We veered off in other directions, which was great. So I'm excited to share it.
And so how does that play into the scarcity mindset theme?
Well, that part not directly into scarcity mindset, but this is more so just like talking about issues that Black women face that people don't bring up, right? Or things that I've experienced that I haven't talked about. Like that's not a topic I walk around like, hey, I facilitated and this person was making eye contact and I've noticed this pattern, right? But there's cerun patterns I think that we run into and we notice, and then you know, it's just nice to be able to have space to share that with other people that are like, oh my God, yes, that happens to me too.
There have been little things we've experienced, like people not making eye contact with us. And I, not as a facilitator, but just in general, just saying hi to everyone else and not saying hello to us. And I thought, you know, at first I thought it was me. And then hearing from Adriele, and I'm like, wait, it's you too? Like, what is this?
I experienced that a lot where I'm at right now. I mean, that's one of the main motivators in moving. It's just feeling like you're still othered or you're just not included for some reason. I can't think of any other reason except that difference. So it's, I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like, am I doing the most? Because I'm like, why is my brain going there? I don't want to make it you like try to make it racial, right? But it's like, what, like you said, what else? There's nothing else differentiating.
You're being friendly, professional, whatever you got, you know, you do, you're being you. So what, like, what else? Yeah. I hate that. I hate that it goes there. But to hear, and maybe this is like one of the great things about the podcast is to hear other women's experiences and know, okay, no, it's not just me. I can get out of my head. This is a thing that people experience. Yeah.
You're going to do a self-gaslighting, like, oh no, I'm making this up. Or I'm taking it personally. And no, this is real. And it needs to be talked about. Like those things like microaggressions.
Usually not even micro at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's in your face.
Violent traumas, right? Like it adds up. But yeah, we talk about all sorts of things on this one. We actually talked about that too. I shared an experience of when I was working, and well, working full time, I'm still working, but when I was working for someone other than myself, and my boss, who at the time was head of HR, literally stopped a meeting that I walked into late, and I'm like, of course, I'm a Black woman that's walking in late, and she stopped the meeting and like did a double take, and she's like, I didn't even recognize you, your hair, and like,
oh no,
I could turn the color of a beet in that moment, like everybody turned and looked at me.
Not the hair though, like that's
the hair at an HR meeting.
And I was just like, how long have you? This woman is a veteran, like she's been doing this work for eternity. And I was just like, you don't even recognize, like, you know? And I was like, is this a petting zoo?
Right?
So were they touching your hair?
Yeah, she stopped and did a whole like, oh my God, your hair.
What did you do?
I literally was like, oh yeah, okay. Like I was young.
Awkward.
Like, you know, awkward. Like, there literally, it's this tiny like meeting room. There's not enough seats for everybody. So half the team is standing up. And I walk in and I'm late. So I'm like, not only am I late, this lady's also putting me on display with my hair. And I didn't ask for that. Like,
no.
Also, I used to change my hair like in the middle of the workday. I was like, you know, it's nothing new. I wear my hair different all the time.
Nothing to do with being late or anything. That's hilarious. No.
I
feel like I would have been just relieved, like, oh God, I'm not, how is it? Because I was late.
Stop.
But I've had that happen. It was so funny because I had a different reaction. This lady came and one of my colleagues, and she started rubbing my head. She was like, oh, and I was like,
not rubbing.
Rubbing your head. I was like, that feels good.
Like, this is sexual harassment.
I had changed, like I think I had gone from braids to like twist out or something, you know, and I was just like, ooh, that feels good.
Leave it to Mo.
It's funny because we've been, you know, like a lot of the things we do, the events or spaces we're in, there's a lot of times they're on a lot of Black people. And if we start going to the same places a lot, like we experienced back in the day, people mixing us up. Like how? How? Like how?
Like we could be sisters, cousins, but we're not the
Niece,
same
auntie,
people.
and
Like,
niece.
come on now. Like, oh goodness. I'll never. I feel like
What is that? Like that
Isn't that
happens a
partly
lot.
how we met? Like, because I remember when I first saw Mo, I was like, "Oh, you're Monique," because people kept calling me Monique. I was like, "Who is? I'm not." I was like, "Is that just a default Black woman name?" I was so confused. I was like, "Why do people keep calling me Monique?"
The
And then I
default.
finally met her, and I was like, "Oh, wow!"
And I was taking it as a compliment. I was like, yeah, okay.
I had no idea who she was. Man.
Oh my gosh.
Lord.
And I think it's like, it's because people don't have a point of reference. Like, who is a Black woman that I know? You know,
we all look the same.
I feel like that's a common issue.
Well,
I saw
yeah.
like a meme. Oh, well, oh, girl. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
You want to share?
Oh goodness.
I mean, that was your experience, not mine. So,
I'm sharing it. Should I share?
go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
Oh no.
So I forgot. I was
You were
staying at
visiting. Yeah.
at Emily's place in Cali, and this is down in SoCal. And I forgot she was doing something, so she let me go in.
I was at the library, like this
Oh.
internet cafe type thing, and my ex still had a key to the apartment. Like we weren't on bad terms, but he still had whatever. So he used to live there. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I went in and I'm taking a shower. I guess I was gonna come meet up with you. I don't really remember.
You're not about to say that.
Yeah, yep. She sure is.
Oh my God.
And then somebody's like, Emily. I'm like, what the hell? It was weird. He busted up in there, but not in the shower, but he busted up in there thinking he was like, oh, I saw you come in. I'm like, we do not look, I had some weave or something, but we still did not look alike, you know? He just saw some brown girl go in there and he knew it.
And he was confident, like,
Right?
He had it right. Oh man. Well, there is a lot of research that proves. I always got to bring in my DEI shit.
Yeah.
There's
Let's
a lot
hear
of
it.
that actually proves that people that grow up in very homogenous environments have a harder time distinguishing between two people of a different race. So, like, if you grew up just around Black people, true story, and you are around like a Southeast Asian person or a group of Southeast Asian people for the first time, you might mistakenly confuse them subconsciously, or you can insert any races there. But yeah, there's a lot of research behind it. But that's not to say that you can't distinguish between people. Teachers do it all the time. Nurses do it all the time. Doctors do it all the time, right? So what's the problem?
I've definitely mixed people up, but in general, like, not because of race or something like that. And I feel like, how is this acceptable? Like, okay, yeah, one time is fine. It's, you keep doing it. It's like, you just don't care to learn. Ain't that some shit? I said, ain't that some shit? Oh, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Goddamn.
There's a controversial document known as the Willie Lynch Letter that gives guidance to slave owners on how to control slaves, and really a lot of it had to do with division, pitting Black people against other Black people. And I feel that in this day and age that is still a mechanism of control because of the crabs in the barrel mentality. We are not able to realize our greatness. We are not able to build community. Of course, we're not a monolith. We know this. However, we are all receiving negative impacts of racism. So if that's the case, how can we fight it? I think it has to start from within. While the letter has now been deemed a hoax, I think there's a lot of truth in division is control. We have to unify.
So you talked about microaggressions and stuff, scarcity mindset, bread in the aisle. We had our own bread analogy back in the day, but it was different.
We used it for men.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm into it.
I don't know.
I'll take some bread.
It was right. We like bread. We like to eat. Like, you know, you needed to, you know, I don't know.
I love it. Yeah.
I love bread.
Right.
It was something to do with, what was it?
It might be the bakery situation.
Yeah, the bakery. It was like, it said, don't worry about your bread. It could be rising right now.
It's still baking or what? I mean, my husband's young. So we're like, oh, your bread was still baking. You were going through all this.
I'm like, dang, what's mine in kindergarten? Like, what at this point? Like,
dang, you better stop. Stop it.
Damn. See, scarcity mindset.
Right. My bread's sitting in an easy bake oven right now. It's taking forever. My God, look at that light bulb.
Be up here like what's it? Suneet and Jenny. Suneet
Oh,
and Jenny.
stop.
Wait, are they still together?
Yeah, they got married.
Yeah.
90 days.
See, I'm behind because there's just so many couples now. I'm like, I can't keep up. And then they pop some in one season and then not the next. And then
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
He must, well, obviously there has to be real love there because child.
Yeah.
But
But
he was fighting his parents, like his own mother over
Yep.
this woman. Like
She was doing the most though.
yeah,
His mom
Mama
was doing too much.
there's something that irks me about these 90-day shows. Kind of like we were talking about with racism or whatever it is. It's this control. And it's like people using minorities as a tool almost. Like I see a theme or people from other countries as a tool. Like, oh, you don't have food or you don't have resources. Ha, gotcha.
Like
Come
having
here.
that power over them.
Yeah. And like selling a dream, and then people come and it's like, oh, I'm in Podunkville, like this is my life.
Yep. That's how the current season is. I don't really like anybody on the current season, but there's what's her name? Shaida. I love her.
Oh my goodness.
I love her. But
Poor
like
Wow.
what's going on? I don't know.
I feel like that's abuse. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. The second to last when they were in the car.
Okay, he's fragile. Like, who doesn't do that? Come on, stop it. Like, there's a little tap.
Oh no, she saw it.
Oh, you saw it. Yeah.
Like, but just a little, like, oh, stop it, stop playing. Like, and he gets all up in arms about stuff, and then pulls over.
Out of the car. I wish you
had. Please kick me out. Thank you.
I'd be
I'll
like,
take my ass on the plane, right?
Okay, drop me at the airport. You can leave my stuff. Thank you so much.
I may have been there when he took her to that old ass busted house. Like, don't play games with me, okay? Like, I gave up my whole life to come here, and you want to play games, like,
right? But she was living her life, so I'm like, you disrupted her life in her home, and she came here for you, and you're running game, like, huh?
For what?
Wait, what do you have to prove? She's come here.
Listen, saw his ex-wife's face the whole time.
She was not bothered.
She was just like, "Child, you can have him."
Like, she was like, "We gotta go. Nice meeting you."
Like, she sure did. She was like, "I gotta dip out. I'm done. Thank you."
When they went to the religious service, that was hard. Like,
my goodness,
she should be introducing her to people and everything, and she's sitting there by herself, so shy and nervous, and nobody is welcoming her
after a fight like that. After a fight like that too, isolating. That's abuse. That's grooming for abuse.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly grooming. That's the word. Yeah, he's trying to break her down.
It's terrible.
It's frustrating. But then there's also the couple with the guy from the model, the underwear model with the kid and stuff. And I mean, he's getting a little sass now. At first, it was like
with the kid,
and he met his little cute baby for the first time.
Emily, I can't stand her. How you gonna bring him there and then put the baby before him and not let him get to know her? Like, that's
and she's not letting him hug. Yeah, she's using the baby to control him. Like, and it's. But then he made a comment about like the breast milk is for him or something. The breast is for him, and I'm like, okay, that was okay. He trying to
weird.
Like, but that could be a cultural thing, though. They can have a conversation about that. But it's but she's sitting here whipping him out in front of her. Like, it's a little weird. She's a little. It's a little weird.
And then Binyam and them like when sitting the dinner, like I cringe, and it's just like these people know, like they know these people from another country, like they have different resources and everything, and how are you going to take care of? Like, you've been enabling your daughter all this time, and now all of a sudden you want some dude who never had a job to just take care of. Like,
and he can't have a job, right? For the
he can't. So she better figure it out. But she doesn't know how to get a job either. Obviously, like she's just like
she doesn't want to work. She's having if anybody is in New Jersey, she's having a estate sale right now.
Damn,
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is wow.
She said she's having it. I saw it on her Instagram. She's having an estate sale because she doesn't want to work.
Well, oh goodness, the struggle. That show is so interesting though. But I see what you mean. Like, it's like, I'm gonna threaten you if you do something I don't like, or you say something, and I'm gonna just be like, I'm taking this from you. Like,
or like the old guy from last year with the 23-year-old, and he was like, you told me you were 24 or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, they just want to put people in a box. Like, I want this robotic thing to do whatever I want. And then when they have a actual personality and are a person with thoughts,
in the voice,
they're like, oh, no, you're just supposed to be.
But then
okay?
Right? But not him getting upset about her lying about her age. I'm like, you should be upset at yourself, because why are you struggling to find somebody closer to your age right now? Like, you have to sit down and have a conversation with her parents. This is odd. That's not odd to you, sir. I don't know. I don't get it. The control though. No, thank you. It goes back to the C word.
There's no escape.
There isn't. There really isn't. Oh, goodness.
We were at a Mary J. Blige concert last night, and we were listening to those songs, all those songs, like All I Really Want Is to Be Happy, to Find the Love That's Mine, like all of her, You Bring Me Joy. What was it like? All these songs, like
I don't know what I would do without you.
Yeah,
you can't even enjoy a concert without like
when you're analyzing. The codependency.
Really are like, this is just ridiculous, Mary.
You guys are, you're like, yeah, and then you're like,
That's exactly it. God, that's like all R&B when you think about it. I'm like, wow.
It is.
It's that needy love.
It's like brainwashing, because you'll be singing the song and you're like, sometimes I'll sing something or hum to it. I'm like, I wasn't even really paying attention, especially when I was younger, to what they were saying. And now I'm listening. I'm
like Disclosure.
Latch is ridiculous.
Like no boundary. What is that?
No boundaries. If there are boundaries, I'll try to knock them down.
Yeah, like that's not.
It still sounds good. It still sounds good though.
It does. And there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock them down.
Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Literally no escape. No escape. So what's next on the horizon for your podcast?
I don't know, just going with topics as they come.
Mm-hmm.
I've been just like collecting a list, and so we're just gonna keep talking about all the things. We're gonna talk about dating too, and like,
I want to go on that one.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the door is open. I want people to suggest topics and to come ready to just chat, because it was very casual and I don't know, it was good. Yes, but yeah, hopefully we can do another collab.
Yes, please do. I would love to do it about any topic, really. I can talk about, like, one of my things is, and we've talked about this too, is not even microaggression or racism or anything like that. It's intra-racial.
Why are you saying my brain? Yeah. I hate that. I was literally like thinking about this. Gosh.
Like like we talked about in our like the episode we had you on, Adriele, was colorism.
Mm-hmm. So thinking about colorism, or I don't even know. There's not even isms, because I feel like I've shared this with you a number of times where like I've been in spaces where I thought older, more experienced Black women were going to like support me, provide some mentorship. And it was basically like they just closed the door in my face.
Yeah,
like, for
like
no reason. I don't
barrel.
know why, other than like, I don't know, maybe you don't want to see me get to where you are because you think I'm going to disrupt something. Or I remember my like first and only Black woman like manager or lead, I say lead now. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and like she's gonna be great. And then that was not the case. Like I felt like it was very like, you stay in your place, like they're there. Like, or
maybe it's I had to struggle to get there, or I had to do that
like that idea
kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly. But like we could be in a meeting and I could hear her sharing an idea, and I'm like, didn't I share that with you before? And where's my credit? Like,
that's
like
dirty. Yeah,
I'm like, I don't like that. So it's just not a good feeling. But I've had instances like that several times throughout my life where I'm like, oh, why can't this woman support me, provide me with guidance? So now anytime people come to me for help, I feel like obligated. I'm like, I have to try to help people.
Yeah, I feel like you opened up my mind to that too, because I feel like I was not scarcity, like I don't want to say scarcity, but hesitant. Like, like, oh, what do you kind of do?
What are you trying to get from me?
Yeah,
or what do you need? And I think other people might be that way too. And I never thought about it from that perspective, which is valid. Like,
because people do act in a weird way. And what I've noticed from my life is like the things that have benefited me were people being vulnerable and like, unfortunately not Black, but just opening up and telling me like, hey, this is how you do this and blah, blah, blah. This will help you do that. And like, oh, wow, thank you for sharing that information. Now I can go and share it.
Yeah. Knowledge sharing is powerful.
But now that I mentioned that, it makes me remember, like, I have to be mindful of that when I'm trying to share with younger people, because I notice a lot of times younger people are like, what are you trying to, like, I'm not trying to get anything from you. Like, I'm just trying to help you out. Like,
the environment we've grown up in, our society, how it is now, everything is so individualistic. Like the connection to community is just like not the same as it was even 10, 15 years ago. It's just, I hate to see it. I don't know.
How so? Because I mean, that's one of my issues.
Capitalism has really been
I never had a connection. So what was it like then?
I don't know. I feel like it was just easier to come together with people. Like, and maybe it's just those were my younger years and I had less to stress about or had more time. I don't know. But it just feels like people are very much like me. Let me make sure I'm good.
Because this is maybe a good topic. I'd love to talk about it, but I feel like as a neurodivergent Black person, I've always never felt like I fit in anywhere. Because then it's like I never felt welcomed or anything like that in communities because I'm awkward Black girl, you know? So
yeah. No, I know the feeling.
Any final thoughts?
That's Mo's favorite line. Any final thoughts?
Right? What is that? I feel like, what is that from? Is that from an old school like late night show or something?
Is it?
I don't know. I don't really have any final thoughts though. I always love chatting with y'all.
So what? Give us the name again, where they can find the podcast, all that information.
Oh yeah, I should probably put up my social before y'all post this. It's called It's the Bread Aisle. So ITSTHEBREADAISLE. It's the Bread Aisle.
Oh, bread.
It's gonna be it's gonna be the same across the board. I'm gonna have it's the breadaisle.com, at It's the Bread Aisle on Instagram. Probably won't do Twitter. And then the hashtag is just gonna be for my YouTube because I'm not making a separate page. Sorry, y'all. Like I just don't have the bandwidth to control more than one.
And that's smart
YouTube
too.
page.
Just get your traffic.
Everything can go to one. I'm gonna create playlists. Y'all decide which ones y'all like. The ones you don't follow them.
I don't think people realize how hard. I mean, it's the content creation is ridiculous. Like you have to keep up across platforms, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
If anybody knows how to coach with that, I'm looking for one. I'm trying to pay a whole check.
Uh-oh. You can see facial expressions, most facial expressions.
Oh goodness. You could probably like find somebody on like Upwork or something to give you a crash course.
Okay.
Virtually.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, y'all.
Okay. Well, have fun today.
Thanks, Boo.
Be
Love
safe.
you.
Be safe. Keep that head, on swivel. Make sure nobody's acting funny.
Right?
Yeah, actually.
So, be safe.
All right.
Bye. You too. Okay. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Two Girls Shooting the Shit with Em and Mo. Please enjoy this mindful moment. Whatever makes you feel the sun from the inside out, chase that.